You guys ready to get started? Are we close back there? All right. Well, welcome everyone to the Sleep Outfitters Laugh Track Lunch. Hope your wonderful Hardee's lunch has been good. I do, however, have it's like Anchorman. I have an urgent and horrifying announcement to make. Kevin Pollak is not here. But we have the world-renowned actor Christopher Walken is here. Believe it or not, Christopher Walken. Now, if we can just get him up to the stage. Hey! He's talking. He's walking.
Hello. Is it on? You got him on? Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. It's great to be here. Where am I?
This would be Lexington, Christopher.
I know, but this room, where is this? This place? You know, I'm in a car and they drive me, and I don't really pay attention from one building to another. So what is this place? Is it just the radio building?
We refer to it as the bowels of the radio station. So
We are technically in the intestines.
Just passing through.
Of the robot that is the radio. It says in the back of the room there, iHeartRadio Lounge. Is that true?
It's funny you mention it because it's no longer true. As of about a week ago, we got the infringement notice. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because that would have been a quick and easy answer to my damn question. Where are we? Oh, we're in the iHeartRadio Lounge. But no, legally we're not allowed to say that.
Correct.
Excellent. That's good news. You know where we are? Here's the answer, if I may. We're anywhere but the iHeartRadio Lounge.
Kevin Pollak, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Are you still doing the walking?
Please be seated. For the audience listening, I'm looking at 37 people standing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to, well, we don't have chairs yet, do we?
Nope. That's why it's funny.
Yeah. It's funny the things that you don't notice when you just take these things for granted every day, living in the lap of luxury like I do. Kevin.
Or in your case, you just don't care. You could care less that they're standing, and I love that. That's why I thought I'd stop by. Sir,
Well,
are you taking photos with your iPad, or are you recording video? Trying to? It's a new age, isn't it? Pain in the ass. I was just telling the fine gentleman who drives me around from press thing to press thing that I have one of those iPad-looking things in the center console of my car because I'm one of those Tesla Model S owners.
Oh, is that right?
The electric
You have
car.
one? You have one?
I do. I've had one almost a year now. Yeah. The electric sedan.
I just spoke about this on the radio yesterday.
What?
I did, but I wasn't talking about yours.
No, thank God.
Well, tell us about it.
That'd be weird.
They're fast, right? Like marsupials.
They're fast because they're fast. Yeah. They 0 to 60 in 4.1 for a four-door sedan. That's kind of kicking it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a gas station in a year. I'm pretty damn happy.
You didn't drive that from San Francisco, is it?
I live in Los Angeles, but I also didn't drive from there. I went ahead and got on the airplane, but I did bring some of that California weather with me, huh?
Oh, how about this guy?
You're
huh?
welcome. You're welcome.
FYI, there are 2 shows tonight and 2 shows tomorrow night at Comedy Off Broadway, ComedyOffBroadway.com, 271-JOKE. That's 271-5653. I kind of made that number up. Is that right? 271-5653? So, anyway, go see, pay some money and go see him live because you'll get the whole show, and it's really fantastic.
Yeah, you're not going to get the whole show right now.
No, this is just a teaser.
I don't have that kind of time.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of the fluffer in this room right now, aren't I?
As it were.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
So tell me about the TV show. Congratulations.
Oh, I'm recurring on the Mom show.
That's cool, though, right?
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun. Really fun. And the actors and actresses are amazing. Yeah. And it's one of those Chuck Lorre shows. He does the 2.5 Men, the Mike and Molly, and the Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
And now the Mom. And everything starts with the. Like the internet and the YouTube
And the interwebs.
and the Twitter. I'm on the Twitter, actually. I don't think I'm doing it right, to be honest with you.
Really? What's the
Well,
problem?
I have a lot of followers, and I'll start my day with over 300,000 followers, more than Hitler, so suck it. And then I'll tweet something like, I think I'm going to have a sandwich. And 20 people will tweet reply, what kind of sandwich? So I got that.
Well, that and the iPad and the Tesla, right?
And then later in the day, I'll tweet what kind of sandwich I made. Right. And 2 people go, So I don't know if you can see what I've done there. I've started my day with over 250,000 people in the palm of my hand and reduced them to 2.
That's a gift, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I do not plan on dying in a bunker. No, I got it. You sit the hell down. No, I don't.
This guy. Did I mention you were on the Dead Air Dennis radio show again?
The what?
I know. You put that on your Twitter.
Yeah. That's on my resume as we speak.
So now, how do you? You're no stranger to TV. You've done some. You did Entourage and you did The Men at Work.
Well, yeah.
You've done some of that stuff.
I've just done a little guest star thing here and there, and a couple of wildly failed pilots. But
what happened to the $1 million drop?
The $1 million money drop. Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, money drop. Yeah.
I don't think they knew the economy was going to tank at the exact same time that they were launching a show where they started the show by giving the contestant $1 million in cold hard cash on camera, stacked in $10,000 bricks. And then the contestants had to place this money onto one of 4 answers in a guessing game. And when they guessed incorrectly, hundreds of thousands of dollars dropped through this hole. And then my job was to then be funny. And when they pitched me the show, they said, you get to improvise in primetime network television. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And, we want you because you're funny. And, so I figured, all right, I'll do the voices and be funny. And then I did the show, and people literally lost, there goes $420,000 just now. What am I supposed to do? Hoo-ah! You just lost almost $500,000. That got to be fun. No, it didn't work.
Yeah. You get unpopular real quick that way, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, the people who saw it loved it, but they couldn't get anyone to watch it.
Yeah.
Because people would see the commercial and go, I don't want to watch people lose money. That's horrible.
Right. So,
but it let me buy a new house.
So there's a. We kind of hate you, really. You're making us look. The rest of us guys look bad. I mean, clearly you don't have Dead Air Dennis skills to just kind of sit back and just rake it in, because there's the documentary, there's the book, there's the TV show, there's the comment. You're on a tour right now. In the middle of all of this, you're touring.
Well, the tour, not so much. I had to cancel a lot of dates because of the mom shooting schedule. This is one of the few remaining
But
dates.
you kept this one.
I did keep this one because I do love me some Lexington.
Nice.
Yeah.
You've always spoken well of the city, so I take that as genuine.
Well, it is genuine. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's mostly for the bourbon, but still.
I heard you were looking for some pappy.
I'm looking for some pappy, yeah. Isn't everybody?
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
So are the police.
Yeah. If only they put Lieutenant Colombo on the case, everybody might be able to find. Yeah. Sir, isn't it true you were drunk when you lost the barrels? Is that possible? Yeah. But the documentary is exciting because it's about famous funny people and why they chose a life in comedy.
And this is Comedy Loves Misery?
Misery Loves Comedy.
Misery Loves Comedy.
So damn close.
Story of my life, Kevin.
Yeah. We went ahead and took a famous saying, Misery Loves Company, gave it a little...
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it would be memorable.
You got to realize your audience here, right? You know who you're talking to.
Yeah, I do.
You dumbed it down, and then you need to dumb it down again.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's comedians and filmmakers and writers and actors and, like everyone from Judd Apatow and Christopher Guest and Jon Favreau to Jim Gaffigan and Louis Black and Maria Bamford and Mark Maron, and all kinds, like 70 famous funny people.
Mm-hmm.
Larry David, Tom Hanks. I'm forgetting everyone, but
That's some good names.
yeah, we dropped some names for sure, and then we sort of weave a story about how they all got started and why they chose comedy, because it's a statistic that America's number one fear above death is public speaking. That's an actual statistic. Wow. So then we all, children suffer from what I call "hey, look at me" disease because they want attention.
Right.
And then it turns out adults want attention too. Otherwise, Facebook doesn't happen.
Right.
Everybody wants to be somebody, so they're on Facebook so they can be somebody. But then there's people who choose that as a career.
Right.
Arguably one of the hardest things to make a living at.
The 15 minutes of fame wasn't enough for everyone.
No. Which is actually why I'm not on Facebook, because my friends are stupid and I don't like them. And I don't care what they do.
And they just screw up the name of your Showtime documentaries and specials. And
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So anyways, Misery Loves Comedy.
When's it come out?
We're still in the editing process. We just showed a little 10-minute teaser at the Sundance Film Festival a couple of weeks ago in Park City, which went great. But probably another 3, 4, 5 months, and then we'll hit the festival circuit. And
Outstanding.
I'll look you up for some promotion.
Sure, yeah. Roll through town. Let's do it up.
Yeah. Maybe
Kevin Pollak, everyone.
The place will have a new name by then.
Yeah, we'll come up with a new name by then. So the star, End of Days. Let's talk about some of the movies, because that's
the one you're going to go to?
Well, no.
Why do you want to hurt me?
I had the laundry list. I had Dr. Dolittle 2 on there. Come on.
Sure. Thank you.
The Sex Monster.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
End of Days. Yeah, that was a good picture. Because Arnold got to do dramatic acting. And it was ridiculous because he can't act. Yeah. Here's a fun fact about End of Days. The name of my character in the movie is Bobby Chicago. In the film, I'm referred to a few times as Bobby.
Yeah.
And then the name Bobby Chicago, completely fabricated for the end credits.
Is that right?
And it pertains
so
to
you don't know this?
Nothing.
Yeah. You don't know this until after.
Nope. But what I asked Tom Hanks when I had him on the chat show there, the
I got a question about that, but go ahead.
Internet talk show. We had a one-on-one interview with Tom Hanks for 2 hours and 42 minutes. Couldn't just shut him up. But I asked him about the bass player in That Thing You Do, a movie that I'm also in, that Tom wrote and directed. But the actor who I love, he's the bass player in the band, but in the credits, it's referred to as the bass player. He has no name.
No name.
And I asked Tom, he said, well, no one ever refers to him by name in the entire film, so we just had to call him the bass player in the final credits.
But he's on the screen quite a bit.
Ethan Embry is the actor's name.
He finally gets his due right here on the iHeartRadio non-existent lounge, right? Yeah. That's nice.
I love you, Ethan.
So I saw the episode. Kevin has a ridiculously funny, great, entertaining, lengthy chat show on iTunes, and you can see it on
Hulu,
YouTube.
and listen to it on earwolf.com, Comedy Podcast Network.
Let's see if I can screw this up.
iTunes, YouTube. I think that's all of them.
Kevin Pollak's chat show.
Nicely done.
Did I get it?
Yeah.
So Tom Hanks is in one of your more recent episodes.
Yeah.
And what's he drinking?
PBR.
PBR. Is that his beer of choice?
Double fisting at one point. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I booked the show myself, so I email all the guests ahead of time and say, we're going to have food and beverage there, but if there's anything in particular that you want, let me know. And, I think his assistant said something like he wanted, coffee, probably just strong coffee. And he shows up, and I re-explain it. Look, when Seth MacFarlane was here, I found out he liked Jack Daniels. We had a bottle waiting. He drank the whole 2 hours we talked. Wow. Billy Bob Thornton likes his Bud Light. We had a 12-pack waiting. He went through half of it. I said, so if there's anything you want, he said, I'd have a Pabst Blue Ribbon. Really? I mean, the show goes live on Sunday afternoons. Mm-hmm. A lot of people like to drink on a Sunday afternoon. So why can't Tom Hanks, the nicest guy in show business, drink?
Right.
So I had one of the staff run out, and he came back with a couple of cans, and don't you know, Tom ripped them right open.
Tore right into it.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It must have been out of Natty Light.
And then at one point he was calling it his cranky juice, Because he went on a little tirade, and then he took a sip. Okay, let me take a sip of my cranky juice. And then later he called it his bitter juice. But he's rather happy-go-lucky, so it was kind of funny to have.
Well, it's a great show. I really do love it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, Adam McKay, the writer-director of Anchorman and Anchorman 2, will be my guest this Sunday live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, long before the Super Bowl starts. So you can gear up by watching that.
Yeah. So are you getting are you getting dangerously close to becoming the nicest guy in Hollywood because everybody seems to like you? Is that scary?
Well, I try to kill dogs in the off hours.
Yeah.
When no one's looking. I'll just find a random dog and skin it alive.
Right.
You
and Sarah McLachlan, right?
Yeah. Well, she brings them over. And then plays that song, and then I slowly take them apart.
That might be the new chat show right there.
There you go. Yeah. D-Bone with Kevin Pollak.
Yeah. Michael Vick can be a guest.
Oh, zing.
You got a Super Bowl pick?
Well, I have to go with Denver because I'm from San Francisco, and I really hate that Seattle's in the Super Bowl. So I will be rooting for Denver, yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah, in a big way. I think Seattle's defense is pretty amazing, but Peyton Manning is, I believe, unstoppable.
He is that.
I think Seattle will play very well, and then Peyton will just keep scoring.
Let's take a timeout so I can call my bookie, okay?
Okay.
All right. Hey, Kevin Pollak in the iHeartRadio
Thank you so
Lounge.
much.
It is Laugh Track Lunch thanks to Sleep Outfitters. We're on the air at WKQQ, and a big weekend with Kevin at Comedy Off-Broadway. 2 shows a night, 2 shows tomorrow night, 271 joke for the tickets. And
I keep thinking I get to go. By the way, you keep sort of saying, Kevin Pollak, everyone, and then they
exciting.
applaud, and then I'm still here.
Yeah. You don't want to leave, do you?
No. It's just that I've been up early during press all day, and this is usually when I'm napping.
You've had a busy day.
In order to do 2 shows tonight.
You've had a busy day.
It's hard to believe that someone would need to nap, but when you work at night, and they get you up at the crack with the paper boy.
Yeah.
I got up at the. Is there still a paper boy, by the way?
I think there's still a paper boy.
Are people still having the paper delivered to their homes so that they can get the news hours after everyone else?
Mere hours.
Yeah, I mean, there's just constant news on your phone if you want it. But I better get that paper.
You ask
maybe if you have a bird or you're training a dog. That would be a good reason to have a subscription. Getting a puppy, better get the paper.
We got taking the dog out to Kevin's place.
Yeah. Well,
after we read the paper.
I like to get the dogs that are real. It's more they've reached the end of their life. Yeah, I do families a favor by taking their dogs for a long walk when it's over.
You kind of like this topic, don't you?
The only thing I like about it is how uncomfortable it makes you. The audience knows I'm kidding, or they hope that I'm kidding.
Well, yeah.
But you just would rather me not talk about it. And that's why I'm going to keep talking about it.
That might be why you've only been in 60
films.
The tough to direct. I'm trying to get him away from it.
I don't know how many movies I've been in. 72.
Right.
6 of them good. But I
every film I've ever seen with you in it, I love. Now, that's a true statement.
You've clearly not seen them all.
I saw The Big Year, which you said, the last time you were here, I said, hey, I just saw The Big Year, and the first thing out of Kevin's mouth was, do I owe you $12?
Yeah.
Well, I loved it, though. I thought it was great.
Well, that's okay.
I liked Cop Out. Cop Out was kind of fun.
You're clearly not known for your taste.
No. You don't want me up here talking about Fellini. They don't want me on that wall talking about Fellini or
no.
Antonioni. No. Nobody wants that.
No, of course
We're talking about Tracy Morgan, who was just here, by the way. I saw his
he?
show. Have you seen his comedy show?
I know that he's walked more people from his audience, as they say in the business, than he's kept. That's when people walk out during the show. They call it walking the audience. Yeah. He can be funny. I know he's got the capability of being incredibly funny. Yeah. But that's not what I've heard in terms of him touring about.
That's great. But all of the shows at Comedy Off-Broadway are great, and you all should go.
Did he kill any dogs?
He did not. No, there was a little bit of a letdown, actually. But
my problem, really, I've never harmed an animal in my entire life, and I couldn't fathom doing that. But my problem is I love cats so damn much that I have to organically then not like dogs. And here's why. Cats bury their own poo. We're done. Other than humans, name an animal that buries its own poo. I'll wait. I'm still waiting. It's cats. That's it.
That's it, huh?
They're the only ones.
Have you researched this?
The reason the Sphinx is a cat in Egypt is because the Egyptians believed that the last incarnation before becoming human was a cat. They think that's like the right below the human intelligence. Now the monkeys will argue this. They will fling their own poo. They won't bury it.
But maybe they're trying for a hole somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe
they're aiming at a ditch. I hear you.
Maybe it's scattershot to where it just. Yeah.
The cats are polite enough. Look, if you put litter into a tray, I will go there, and then I will make sure you can't see it when I'm done.
Right.
How awesome is that?
That's pretty thoughtful.
You can train a dog, but you're still following it with a piece of plastic on your hand, aren't you?
You are.
All right.
How many cats you got?
Just the one.
Okay.
She wears a tuxedo every day.
Is that right?
Yep.
Special
Little
kitty.
black and white cat. Her name is Edie or Edith, as she's misbehaving.
You don't have the Burkells, the new Bohemians around?
She was actually named by my fiance after Edie Sedgwick.
Sedgwick.
Yeah, Edie Sedgwick from the Warhol days. Yeah, the model.
Do you really do a Keanu Reeves impersonation? I've not seen that one.
No, not for at least, since the...
you retire them, don't you, after a while?
Yeah, the movies, The Matrix.
Yeah.
When the very first Matrix movie came on, he was just that Bill and Ted guy as far as I knew. And then suddenly he's the savior of the world.
Right.
And I thought that was such a great casting choice. I don't remember how the bit went, but it was something like, him with that surfer voice. As a way to save the earth. I don't remember the bit at all. But I can teach your audience and you to do Jason Statham right now.
Okay, let's do it. You guys ready?
Yeah. So Jason Statham, the British action hero. When I was out touting my book last year, again, How I Slept My Way to the Middle. Available in bookstores and which way on the internet you can buy a book. And I'll, of course, be signing copies after the shows tonight and tomorrow night, should you be lucky enough to get in to Comedy Off-Broadway.
That's true.
So when I was on the book tour, Jason Statham had a movie out. And when I was doing the Today Show and the Conan and the Ellen and Fallon, all the one-name shows, I started doing Jason Statham because they want me to do the, impressions on these shows. So I started to get nervous because when I do these impressions, I'm sort of mocking these people, And then I was afraid I might get that phone call at 4 o'clock in the morning. Do you know who I am? Do you bloody know who I am? Well, why don't I tell you, mate? I'm the bloke from up at your little heart. Do you know what I mean? Do you bloody know what I mean? So I don't want that phone call. But then I realized, Jason Statham, I can teach people how to do it. You can entertain your friends at parties. Here's the trick. There's always one little trick that opens it up. Mm-hmm. In his case, he says 6 words in a row faster than any human being on the planet. Those 6 words are, do you know what I mean? Which he says as, do you know what I mean? Right. That's 2 syllables. Right. If I put you in that chair, you'd be dead in 30 seconds. Do you know what I mean? Actually, I don't. I got the chair part at the beginning. You lost me at the end. You talked too fast.
Do you guys want to try it? 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1. David, say.
Chow mein. You're basically saying chow mein.
Chow mein. Yeah.
Just so you know. But it's more mean than main. Chow mein.
One of your legendary sketches is on a guy that lives here, William Shatner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the ponies nearby.
He does. He does that. That seems to be happening a lot these days with some of the actors coming to town.
I love me William Shatner. He's going to be 83 in April.
Is that right?
Can you fathom such a thing?
No, I cannot.
It doesn't make sense to anyone when I say it because
he's never right? 83.
He's never been more relevant, never been so employed, never been so hilarious. Granted, he's blown up like a poisoned dog, but still. And by the way, if you can't have carbs at 83, the hell with life. I get to be 83, and it's, excuse me, miss, I'll have the pie and a glass of pie. That's my little bit.
Well, before you go, you want to play a game? Can we
Sure.
do like the 3 degrees, or do you want to do the
But-
Larry King?
But can I, in fact, go after this?
It's really kind of up to them.
No. It really kind of isn't. This is my polite way of saying I'm leaving.
Well, that's on you, not me.
Yeah, it certainly is.
That was me passing the torch.
Thank you. I'll take it and walk right the hell out of here.
So let me ask you this. How does the Larry King game go again?
All right, this is part of the chat show. At the end of the thing, I have every guest play the Larry King game. A bit created by the fiance, who's the head writer on the show, Jamie. I like to give her credit where credit's due. So when Larry was on the air, I loved when he was on CNN, and he would, right before going to the phones, he would look into the camera and he'd share something about himself that no one cared about.
Right.
You know, little Larry King-isms. And then he would go to the phone. So the Larry King game is, I need you to reenact that moment. So you got to give me a bad Larry King impression. I don't want a good one. A bad one makes me laugh much harder. And then as Larry, share something about Larry into the camera.
Right.
That no one wants to know,
Okay.
and then go to the phone. And if the name of the city is funny sounding, all the more helpful. So I can either offer you the prototype, or you can just cough one up.
I say let's go with a prototype. Brian, do you have one?
Here's the problem with the prototype. It's going to technically be better than anything you come up with.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So you're better doing yours, and then I'll do the prototype as a finisher.
Right.
Let's give you the opportunity to shine first. So you'll look in the camera, fictitious camera that doesn't exist because this is radio. And then as Larry King, and whatever bad Larry King impression you want to do, reveal something about Larry, not yourself because you're Larry. Reveal something about Larry, and then go to the phones right away, and then the name of the city is funny. Right? So just any fact about Larry, and then go to the phone.
Not bad,
Not
huh?
bad at all.
Everybody, come on.
Yeah.
That's Brian.
Now, people email me. If you email to contact@kevinpollak'schatshow.com, if I use your Larry King game on the show, I'll send you a Kevin Pollak's Chat Show T-shirt.
Nice.
And so you know, I don't know if the audience could hear because he's not mic'd, but the city he went to was Intercourse, Pennsylvania, which is a real place.
Which is, yeah.
And has been emailed to me 741 times. That's everyone's favorite.
So the prototype.
Thanksgiving. I like to teabag the gravy boats before the guests arrive. Rancho Cucamonga, California, hello.
The gravy boats, huh?
Can you say teabag on the
That's
radio?
good. Oh, yeah. Sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, good.
All right, so first time you were here, I gave you Jenna Rollins in the 3 degrees of Kevin Pollak.
And I easily got there
And
because
you-
Peter Falk did movies for her husband,
Right. Cassavetes.
the great John Cassavetes.
And then the last time you were here, I gave you America's Sweetheart, Mary Pickford, which we got because we went through Boris Karloff and then Jack Nicholson.
Yes.
So today I'm giving you 3 degrees. He's got to get there through his career with this person's career. Johnny Weissmuller.
Well, so I'll get you there, but my problem is I'll probably have to take out my phone and look up on IMDb because I'm just not that, as
Right.
most people aren't, versed in Johnny's filmography.
Well, he was just Tarzan,
He
right?
was Tarzan.
Did he do anything else?
But was anyone else in the Tarzan movies that I could somehow get
Cheetah
to?
was in there with Scattershot Poop. Flinging.
Flinging that poo. Yeah.
I
If
don't
somebody
know.
wants to get out their smartphone and go to IMDb and look up anything that Johnny Weissmuller was in, even the Tarzan movies, if there's any actors that you've even remotely heard of, by all means, throw them out.
And while we're waiting,
Throw me a bone.
someone else throw an actor's name to Kevin right now. Let's see if he can put him on the spot.
Potentially more fair.
Because mine is
Kevin
just,
Bacon needs 6 degrees of separation. I do not. I only need 3, and I'll get you anywhere. Charlton Heston's way crazy easy because he did those disaster movies, right?
Yeah. Epics. Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, the Titanic, those movies when they
Earthquake,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So let's think who was in the Earthquake movies. Whew. Oh, wait, so Roddy McDowell was in Planet of the Apes, right?
Right.
And Roddy McDowell worked with Chris Sarandon in Fright Night, and I worked with Chris Sarandon in The Underworld. That's 2 degrees. Next!
Nailed it. Bravo. Anybody find Johnny Weissmuller?
Yeah.
Anybody look
Just
up
tell
Tarzan?
me any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it?
But who else was in Tarzan? Must have been somebody.
Somebody had to play Jane, right?
Yeah. And guest stars.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Kevin. That's just
No,
me.
no.
That's just me showing off and being mean.
I'll write it in somewhere.
Take me for a ride in your Tesla.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No, I mean I'll email you the answer.
We'll find it.
There is an answer. Full cast.
Maureen O'Sullivan.
Oh, done.
Oh.
Done. 1 degree.
2
degrees. Because Maureen O'Sullivan, of course, worked with John Wayne, right?
Yeah.
Who's the first actor that was allowed to shoot and kill, shot him in the back, John Wayne, in a movie? Bruce Dern, who I worked with in a movie called Choose. So that's Bruce Dern to John Wayne to her.
That's 3.
That's 3.
You got it. Hey, once again, everybody, thank Mr. Kevin Pollak for his time.
And now I'm really leaving.
I think you've risen to the challenge.
Thank you all very much.
It is truly great to see you again, Kevin. Let's make a path so we can get out of here because he does have a nap to get to and
My pleasure.
and bigger radio shows to go to. So
I'll see you in Dreamland.